Huarim, a renowned shaman, and Bongil, her loving husband, lived a simple life. They cherished their 3 children, their eldest son, their pride and joy. One day, their world shattered. Their son fell deathly ill. His skin turned a sickly pale, his once vibrant eyes dulled with pain. Days turned into weeks, the boy's condition worsened. Shamans and doctors alike were baffled. They could find no cause, no cure. Huarim, desperate to save her son, performed ancient rituals, pleaded with the spirits. Her efforts proved futile. One night, as Huarim kept vigil by her son's bedside, she received a chilling vision. A tombstone, weathered and ancient, bearing the inscription Huagaun. The name echoed in her mind, a name tied to her lineage, a name whispered in hushed tones. Huagaun, her ancestor, a powerful sorcerer consumed by darkness. Legend had it he had been entombed alive to contain his evil. The vision faded, leaving Huarim with a chilling realization. Her son's affliction was connected to Huagaun's grave. Fear gnawed at Huarim's heart. Huagun's grave, long forgotten, was shrouded in ominous tales. It lay in the abandoned village of their ancestors, untouched for generations. The villagers believed it to be cursed, a source of misfortune and despair. Huarim shared her vision with Bongil, his face etched with worry. They knew the risks, the potential consequences, yet, for their son, they were willing to face any danger. The couple decided to move to the village. They packed their meager belongings, a mix of hope and trepidation filling their hearts. Word of their impending arrival spread through the nearby villages. Some offered support, others pity. Many cautioned against disturbing the past, their voices heavy with warning. But Huarim and Bongil remained resolute. Their son's life was at stake. As they crossed the boundary into the village, an eerie silence greeted them. The air hung heavy with an unseen presence. The houses stood dilapidated, consumed by nature's slow decay. The village, once vibrant, now lay forgotten, haunted by the legacy of Huagun. Huarim and Bongil knew they needed help. They sought out Master Wu, the most renowned feng shui master in the land. Master Wu, a man of few words but immense wisdom, listened intently to their tale. His eyes, filled with ancient knowledge, seemed to pierce through them. The grave, Master Wu finally spoke, his voice deep and resonant. It disrupts the balance. It must be moved. He agreed to aid them, not for money or fame, but for the challenge it presented, a chance to test his skills against the supernatural. They also reached out to young Gun, a childhood friend known for his sharp mind and even sharper business acumen. Young Gun, despite his initial skepticism, couldn't refuse his friend's desperate plea. He saw an opportunity, a chance to profit from the legend of Huagun. Together, this unlikely quartet embarked on a perilous journey. Huarim, the shaman guided by ancestral spirits, Bongil, the loving father fueled by desperation, Master Wu, the stoic master seeking balance, and young Gun, the shrewd businessman driven by ambition. Their motivations may have differed, but their goal remained the same, to move the grave of Huagun and break the curse plaguing Huarim's son. Little did they know, their actions would awaken a darkness far more sinister than they could have ever imagined. Section 4. The Shadow of Huagun. The closer they got to Huagun's grave, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The air grew thick with a cloying dread. Animals fled at their approach, their instincts screaming danger. Even the sun seemed hesitant to penetrate the oppressive gloom that clung to the area. The grave itself lay hidden deep within a bamboo forest, the trees growing in unnatural contortions, their leaves whispering secrets in the wind. The air hung heavy with the stench of decay and a faint sulfurous odor that sent shivers down their spines. Huarim could feel Huagun's malevolent presence, a palpable darkness that seemed to seep from the very ground itself. It whispered to her, tempting her with promises of power and her son's recovery in exchange for releasing him from his prison. Bongil, his face etched with worry, held onto Huarim's hand, his touch a grounding presence in the face of growing darkness. Master Wu, his face impassive, surveyed the area, his keen eyes missing nothing. Only young Yun seemed unfazed, his greed overshadowing any fear he might have felt. As Huarim performed the rituals to appease the restless spirit of Huagun, the wind picked up, swirling around them with unnatural fury. The bamboo stalks swayed violently, their movements taking on a life of their own, threatening to engulf them in a leafy prison. Section 5. A decision fraught with dread. Despite the ominous signs, Huarim argued for moving the grave. She believed it was the key to saving her son. Bongil, torn between his love for his son and the growing unease in his heart, reluctantly agreed. Even Master Wu, after consulting his charts and compasses, nodded his assent, albeit with a grave expression. Young Goon, eager to be done with this unsettling business and claim his reward, pushed for a swift resolution. He saw no reason for delay, blind to the danger that lurked beneath the surface. His greed had blinded him to the true nature of the evil they were dealing with. As the sun began its final descent, casting long, eerie shadows across the bamboo forest, they began the process of moving the grave. With each shovel of earth removed, the air grew colder, the stench of decay more overpowering. The wind howled like a banshee, its mournful cries echoing through the forest. Suddenly, the ground beneath them began to tremble. A low, guttural growl emanated from the depths of the grave, sending shivers down their spines. Huarim, her senses on high alert, could feel the malevolent energy building to a fever pitch. Fear, raw and primal, gripped their hearts. They had awakened something ancient and evil, something that should have remained buried. The realization dawned on them, too late, that they had made a terrible mistake. Section 6. Unsealed Evil. A deafening crack split the air as the tombstone split in two, revealing the darkness that lay beneath. Black smoke billowed out, swirling and contorting into grotesque shapes, its touch icy cold against their skin. The stench of decay intensified, suffocating them, a testament to the evil that had been unleashed. From the depths of the grave, a form began to rise. Its skin, if one could call it that, was a sickly pale green, stretched taut over a skeletal frame. Its eyes glowed with an unholy light, reflecting an ancient malice that chilled them to the bone. The creature, for lack of a better word, let out an ear-piercing shriek, a sound that seemed to claw at the very fabric of their souls. The bamboo stalks around them withered and died, their life force sucked away by the creature's mere presence. Huarim, her face a mask of horror, knew they had unleashed a terror unlike any they had ever encountered. The evil of Huagun, contained for centuries, was now free to wreak havoc upon the world, and they, the unwitting pawns in its game, were about to face its wrath. The creature lunged, its claws outstretched, hungry for their life force, for their souls. The air crackled with dark energy, the very earth seeming to recoil in horror. Their attempt to save their son had unleashed a nightmare, and it was just the beginning.